I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some. Let's get this word. Alright, this for all my Jesus is white, Jesus is black, Jesus this, Jesus that folks. Let's get to it. And so before we was formed in our mother's womb, we were wrapped in love, peace, joy, serenity, the pure essence of God. Then he forms us in our mother womb. While we are in the process of forming in our mother's womb, we begin to take on her essence, her energy, which is what basically the Bible is talking about when he say that every newborn is born into sin, basically, because by the time we actually come out that canal and we are born into the world, we are born into sin because we have now taken the essence of our mother and decreased in the essence of God. So our first love being our mother, instead of God, we love man first, which is the sin, and that's how we are born into sin. So it ain't nothing really too major like how people try to make it, you feel me? And it's also very much intentional and necessary. So that we can journey out throughout our lives all of the hateful mindsets, basically, and find our true essence again in God. Because when we explore God's essence, it allows a perfect work to happen in our minds, which is what the Bible means by be ye renewed by your mind. You feel me? I mean, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. Y'all know what I was talking about. And so to renew the mind is to declutter the negative thoughts, emotions, and attachments that we once convinced ourselves was okay to adapt because those around us may have adapted those negative attractions so well that it made it look good. You feel me? Like, yeah, I'm going to do that too, Also drawing us further away from the essence of God, which is love. And so the transformation happens when we develop a willingness to change, which is basically release the hate, the envy, the jealousy, the rebellion, the bitterness, the self-righteousness, and conflict that causes desolation within our mind and hearts through isolation and meditation, because self-reflection is a form of self-love. In fact, it's the highest form of self-love because it allows us to receive joy, peace, love, serenity, and God's perfect grace for us once we release the negativity that we have attached ourselves to. And so in Revelations 1:14, when it describes Jesus as white hair like snow, they not talking about like the color. When we think about snow, we think about wood that is soft. We consider it to be a form of pureness. So his mind was pure, eyes like a flame of fire. And so the eyes are a window to the soul. So when they looked at Jesus, they knew, what I'm saying? It was like, wow, beauty, I can see into his soul. If it would be described as anything, fire, It wasn't literal fire coming out of his eyes. His feet is described like bronze of fine brass, fresh out of a fire. And so again, this is described as beauty. When we think about gold in the earth, it's like the most beautiful thing in the earth. To the material world, to the material eye, that's what we consider. And so they use things of the material to describe the beauty of the things in the unseen, which is the spiritual. His voice was like a roar of many waters. That don't mean he was yelling. No, when he spoke, it trickled through people's soul. It had an echo through the mind. It had an echo through the soul, through the essence, because he walked around with the essence of God. And I hope this bless somebody today. I love y'all, man. You feel me? But even more so, the Most High love us. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all have a blessed day. You hear me? You got this, twin. Let's go.